In life, one of the things I always advise my mentees at UA and in business now, you got to take risks, calculated risks. And I took one. In 2005, I was the deputy CEO for Scotiabank Jamaica. And the opportunity came up for me to lead my own ship. I knew that at the time my boss had no intention of retiring early, and he had a fairly long runway. So I grabbed the opportunity of leading my own ship. I was at the time the first female country head in the Scotiabank network internationally. So I grabbed the opportunity to lead Scotiabank Bahamas. 3 years. 2 good years, 1 tough year. So you take risks. But it showed me as well. I learned so much from that experience. It's something that I would never redo or undo, because I realized I can't do it alone. There again, about team. I realized the value of having sponsors. And I recall when it was announced that I was going, I got a call from 2 persons in Jamaica, Professor Rex Nettleford, and at the time, the Prime Minister, P.J. Patterson. And they said, please come and meet with me. And they pretty much prepared me for a journey I thought would be, it's Scotiabank. It has to be the same values. It has to be the same team spirit. But you are going into an environment which is completely different from the culture in Jamaica. Jamaica, we embrace foreigners. We welcome them. We treat them well. The smaller islands tend, particularly Jamaica, a black Jamaican woman, and that was the headline, black Jamaican woman to head Scotiabank. But I was well prepared. I got letters of introductions. When I opened one, Professor Rex Nettleford instructed the Governor General at the time, please invite you to dinner with your network. And it was done. I remember the Prime Minister came down, P.J. Patterson at the time, and invited me to meet with the Prime Minister, the leader of the opposition. Really? And he said, this is the daughter of Jamaica. Treat her well. And I guess they knew the challenges with the smaller islands and the reception to Jamaican talent. So, having sponsors is so important. I could not have done it on my own. And having people to call back on, whether it was calling my former boss, Bill Clark, to say, I have this situation. I know you had it before. How did you handle it? Of course, I'm going to change it up a little, put my spin on it. But having persons in your corner who, you can always call on for support is so important. Our founding president, Pat Ramsey, saying to me one day, Minna, don't worry, just be yourself. Be your authentic self. And it's so important. You often try too hard, but just being myself is so important. But understanding the structure, understanding the culture, and knowing when to say help was so important. And that's exactly what I did. And going there, it's amazing how Jamaicans bond when they see that you need help. Going into the Bahamas, there was Bud Stewart, there was John Issa, who had businesses there. There was Chris Blackwell, who I met for the first time going, and they called and said, we hear you're coming. Can we meet with you? It was amazing. I had passes to their properties. I could invite anybody free of cost to their properties because they knew the difference in culture. Jamaicans invite you home. The Bahamians don't necessarily until they really get to know you. And they knew it would have been a lonely life. So when someone gets a letter to say, this is the daughter of Jamaica, what do you guess? That the carpet was rolled out. They would call to make sure I'm okay. They would introduce me to potential clients. It's really understanding the history. And that was Rex's thing. You got to understand that we all come from the cane piece. And therefore, how then do you, as the head of the bank, project yourself? How do you embrace the new culture? How do you inspire people, get people to trust you, being your authentic self again? That's so important.